Hello everybody and welcome back to UKGE 2025. I'm over here at Raybox with Marco to talk about a whole host of releases, new releases, upcoming releases, Redux releases, so many releases.
So much good stuff, yeah. We're happy to be here, and it's our first time we're exhibiting here, and it's been really thrilling, and we have really got a good chance to really demo stuff and really get people playing the game and stuff like that. So it's going real well.
So starting off, for people who are unaware of who you are and what you've done in the past, the first game is Escape From Stalingrad Z.
Yeah, the first game is Escape From Stalingrad Z. It's a narrative campaign, kind of choose your own adventure style game. Mm-hmm. And aside from, it's a weird world war, so it's World War II with zombies.
Yeah.
And one of the unique aspects of the game, I mean, it's very tactical, of course, but is that it plays on an open book, so you play directly on a book, and it's got a really small, compact space, quick setup, like 2 minutes to set it up, and about 20 minutes to half an hour session. So that's some of the real kind of the key things that bring people back to it or make them interested. And it's solo play, of course. I forgot to mention solo play. I just figure everybody does solo play now, but anyway, so that allows, I decided to do solo play because when I get a game and I get it home, I want to play the game. And I don't want to wait for someone to be my friend and decide to play the game with me. So I want to crack it open, yeah.
So the initial Stalingrad Z, the book itself is a narrative adventure that you play through with characters. If you come over here, Shay, you can see an example of it laid out. And this is the next game that's just hitting the market now post Kickstarter?
Yeah, this is the sequel. So Escape From Stalingrad Z came out actually at the UKGE 2 years ago. We're almost sold out of that game, but the sequel is Escape From Projekt Riese, which is an actual Nazi underground complex that existed during World War II. And we basically were like, maybe they had zombies there too, right? And it uses the same system, it uses the same way of playing on a book and all that. We've kind of extrapolated a bit further. It's the sequel, it's a standalone sequel, so it's kind of like 6 months later, right? Yeah. So 6 months later, this is happening, and I like to look at it like movies. Like you see, the first one's the first movie. Yeah. Like Stalingrad Z was like Alien, and then like Escape From Projekt Riese is like Aliens. Yeah. So and so far the reception's been great. Not only like here with the fans, and through just we've actually picked up good distribution. It's available kind of everywhere as it's coming along. So it's very good.
Yeah. The nice thing about this is there are really gorgeous miniatures that you can get, but it's a deluxe add-on. If you want to, you can just play out of the box with standees and counters as well. So if you're not a miniature painter and you don't want to go that way, you've got the opportunity to just play something very light and very compact. Yeah,
that's absolutely right. Like part of my concept with the business was to be able to offer a game which could easily add on miniatures, but you weren't kind of forced to buy them. So there's plenty of people, and I'd say about half the people who buy the game who are just interested in the game and the story and the tactics and having fun, and they don't want to pay an extra $50 or $100 for miniatures. It's just not their thing. So that gives my game access to a larger crowd of people. And those who do want miniatures, of course, you can buy them in the game. Really, it's technically miniature agnostic because you don't have to buy them, but we have a whole slew of stuff that's like, kind of official miniatures as well.
Now, both of these games use the Path Unknown system. They're World War II. However, you do also have a delightful Dark Ages game / early medieval.
I would say, yes, we do have that. Gates of Niflheim, it's kind of like a Nordic horror type of game. And what happened was after I did the World War II stuff, it was like, I wanted to access, not everyone's into World War II. Yeah. Plenty of people are into fantasy style games, and certainly plenty of people are into Viking games. So it was about creating a Viking game. Really it was about creating a fantasy game, but I chose to do Vikings because it's a bit more edgy, I feel. I mean, they really, Vikings are edgy. Yeah. And in this particular one, which also uses the same basic system, like I'd say 80%, 85% the same, and still uses the book format, this game, I wanted to create a world using the mythology of the Viking mythology. So it doesn't have zombies because the Vikings didn't have zombies, but they certainly had Draugr and other kinds of really cool Maldrums and other kinds of really cool creatures. So we incorporated that into the game, and so plenty of undead still, right? And it's really Vikings and the Christians kind of teaming up, the Irish monks teaming up to fight this unholy bastard, the Shadow Jarl, and so it's all set there. It's set on an island tomb, and it's really cool.
Directly below those in the cabinet is something that moves away from the gritty, unrelenting horror of zombies, something a bit more family-friendly and kid-friendly.
Yeah, so after we did the fantasy one, and Tom proposed to me about doing something with cats, and it was about trying to, again, access a different market, but using the same, kind of concept that we had. And so anyway, so we have the Cats of Mont Saint-Michel. The Cats of Mont Saint-Michel is, you get to play cats basically during just at the end of the French Revolution, and it's really fun. And it's basically the type of game that we found a lot of people who are interested. I think a lot of people really love cats. I don't know what else to say. They love cats. So that game is our most successful game, even though it's the most recent game. We raised, I think we're close to 4,000 backers one way or another. It's being translated into French, Spanish, into not Italian yet. So French, Spanish, Polish, and Mandarin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's being made in China too. Yeah, I mean it's going to be played in China. Yeah.
I mean that one intrigued a lot of people. The idea of having a cat-cateer, not mouse-cateers, running around the place in France is particularly. It's just very engaging, very cute, and it has a really interesting aesthetic behind it.
Yeah. Well, okay. So first of all, we decided not to make them too cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so the cats are vicious. Like so I would be like our cats bite kind of thing, right? And originally it was going to be really designed rules-wise as well as thematically more for children. But as we started developing it, it became not for children. And instead of vanquishing the rat, you're actually killing it. So it's you could still play with your people will be playing with their kids. Like I play with my daughter. She's 11, but the artist Omar, he has a great visual stuff. He's on board. I don't know if you know, or maybe it's the first time I'm telling kind of the public, but we're already working on the sequel, and that will come out next year. And Omar's on that as well, and it's a really, really interesting sequel. We're going to be setting it in New Orleans, 1866. So right after the Civil War, you got voodoo, you got swamps, you got crocodiles, you got the gambling boats, you got vets from the war. It's going to be dripping in mystery and creepiness. It's going to be really cool, and I want the cover. He's going to do the cover. I want it to kind of echo some of the Vallejo stuff that was in the, We'll see how it comes. But I want it to be really, anyways, that's the next one. I know I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, I mean, I'm intrigued by that. I know a lot of people have seen Cats of Mont
Saint-Michel.
That one. And we're blown away by the art style and the aesthetic. And when we look at things that we used to watch when we were kids, and even fairy tales we were told, there was always that grimness. There was always a bit of death to it, and you never knew what was going to. Yeah, definitely don't suck your thumb. Scissors will come.
Thumb clipping and whatnot. Yeah.
So those are all solo or solo/cooperative. There is, however, the possibility to play multiplayer with sort of PvP in a more traditional wargame style.
Absolutely. So after we finished Stalingrad Z and we were working on Projekt Riese, I wanted to be able, it's partly because I wanted to play it. So most of the games I make because I want to play them, then I make them. So
the best way.
Yeah, and I really loved Necromunda, and I loved the team, like kind of building a crew and outfitting them, and going to market and battling it out, and stuff like that. And so we wanted to create something in that kind of realm, and we came up with Arena Battles. And Arena Battles is an expansion for Stalingrad Z or for Projekt Riese. But not only is it a whole system to build your crew and a base and outfit them and rules for tournaments or for fighting your buddies and whatnot and scenario creation and all that sort of thing, but it's also it also fills in even more lore. Like there's just more background, more factional, it's just really great to bring more life to the universe.
Yeah, I mean, it's another sort of self-contained box. So you've got the battle mats in there, the dice, everything you need if you've got the initial set. However, there's a really gorgeous looking setup here, which shows that you can play it more like a traditional miniatures game if you have those things.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's easy enough for us to do a conversion to do tabletop, and I personally love it. So I built it with the maps because a lot of the players aren't miniature players, so I still wanted them to be able to just play this game, right? So we've got 3 sets of maps in there, and you can easily play it out of the box with whatever you have in the basic game. But for those who might want the more of the tabletop experience, we also included rules for conversions, and I like it not only because I enjoy playing it that way, but that its presence even in stores. Like if you have a solo game, it's difficult for someone, no one's going to bring it to the store and open up and play in the store. So creating this game is a way for players to have a lot of fun in store, and then other people to go, what are you playing? And then so it's also almost a little bit of marketing to get but something we love to do anyway. So yeah.
I mean, it looks absolutely terrific. Mine arrived just before we left for UKGE, so I haven't even opened the shrink wrap off it yet, and I'm planning on doing that very shortly. If people are here at the Expo, where can they find you?
They can find us in Hall 3A, and we're at booth 263. We've got a corner booth. We've got games running all the time for the rest of the show, and they can come check us out here, yeah.
You can't miss it. There's a massive red double-decker bus right opposite it, so that's a good guiding point for you. If they're at home, where can they find stuff online?
Well, you can find all of our stuff on our website, which is www.rayboxgames.com, and if you search the titles on GameFound, we're all on there too. Some people are, they're used to using GameFound, so they can buy directly through there with already registered whatever, so it's good.
There you go, folks. Definitely worth checking out if you're into your solo gaming. Maybe you're not, maybe you've never played solo gaming before, but you're interested in something a bit different that you can pick up and play and have that really nice narrative story throughout the entire thing, and you can jump in at any point or read them all as one continuing narrative for the World War II games at least. We're going to push on and see what else is here at the Expo.